Yesterday was a pretty interesting one in girl world. Well, for me anyway. If you follow my channel, then you know I'm pretty much more interested in the health and wellness aspect of things. In this video, we'll discuss health updates from Amber and Chantal. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started.
So I did have my doctor appointment yesterday because I was able to respond to the wait list really quickly. When they sent me the text message, I accepted a new appointment.
You guys, you know what this means? Amber took the car to the shop. She actually did it. If you're confused about this analogy, just go back and watch my last video about Amber. She pretty much just admitted to using the emergency room as her physician because she didn't want to wait for her PCP. Well, in this, her latest video, she proved herself wrong. Turns out, she didn't even have to wait a week.
So this next part of this video, I will be talking about in my weekly vlog as well, because my weigh-in videos don't get as many views as my other videos. And I want majority of people who watch me to hear this because this is like a big change in my life that's about to happen. So I will be also talking about this in my weekly vlog.
One thing I've noticed lately is that Amber is being incredibly formulaic with her content. Everything is an episode or a segment. It's almost as if she's trying to create a pilot.
So the first thing I want to talk about is Zepbound. That is the GLP-1 that I was going to go on, which is the weight loss injection. And my doctor prescribed it to me. And based on all of the research I've done, I was like, okay, yes, it is very expensive, but it is doable. So I get to the pharmacy and turns out that is not the case at all. The pharmacy told me that the prices have raised. And it's like, okay, in my head, I was like, all right, so the first month is just the beginning dose, which is obviously the cheapest month. But my doctor told me that the beginning dose is not going to do anything for me. So when I increase the Zepbound, it's going to increase the price. And I don't have that money.
Okay, so here's some basic information on Zepbound. It's created by Eli Lilly, and this is all on their website. Zepbound is an injectable medication that starts out at 2.5 milligrams as the starting dose. As you use it, your doctor will monitor you and increase your dosage by 2.5 milligrams every 4 weeks until you reach maintenance. That's where you reach your good outcome or desired weight loss levels. So while 2.5 milligrams is where you start, a typical maintenance dose is either 5 milligrams, 10, or 15. So here are the current prices for monthly supplies of Zepbound if you're buying directly from Eli Lilly. Now keep in mind, these are the self-pay options. I'm not sure what kind of insurance Amber has or if insurance covers any of it.
That's okay. I am currently working on my relationship with food. And instead of doing it alone, I'm going to let professionals help me. My doctor did confirm, like, your hysterectomy makes it a lot harder to lose weight.
Now you may be surprised, but this is actually something I do agree with. Amber's dealing with a lot of issues like the lymphedema and lipedema that do stack the cards against her when it comes to weight loss. The thing is, everybody's dealing with stuff that makes healthcare issues more difficult to manage. For those of you who don't know, I'm in my 50s and I'm menopausal, so weight loss is difficult for me as well. But then again, that's why I do things like look at my macros or what should I eat. Nobody else is going to do the work for you.
So while I was at my doctor's appointment, they ask you like this depression screening, they ask you all these like mental health questions, and mine was not good.
Side note here, we clearly don't know who Amber's doctor is, but I like them already. They seem to be trying to get to the root of the problem, not just the superficial stuff. That's good.
I ended up literally breaking down in front of my doctor and in front of my mom. I'm like bawling my eyes out. They're handing me tissue. Like I had a full-fledged like anxiety attack right in front of him. It was really embarrassing, but it genuinely shows like the level of my mental health. Like even someone just asking me like in my live stream like a week ago, they were like, how are you doing? Like it made me break down. I'm feeling everything so strongly and so deeply. My emotions are all over the place and I feel really low and just a lot of mental health problems that I do not want to speak out loud. I just have constant, deep, painful emotions that I experience all day long and it's genuinely ruining my life.
See, this is what gets to me about both of the girls, really. Their mental health is so important, and they really do neglect it.
Long story short, I was prescribed an SSRI to help with my anxiety, my lows, my depression, and to help with like the deep feelings of having BPD. It's not going to help regulate my emotions or anything like that. Like, I have to work on that myself, but it's going to help stabilize me a little bit.
Here's a little information about SSRIs from the Mayo Clinic. They're oral medications that people take as an antidepressant. While a PCP can prescribe them, a lot of times they'll also recommend that you follow up with therapy as well.
So we did my fasting labs and I got those results today. A doctor actually sent me a whole message kind of going over my results. So you don't see anything personal. I'm signed into my little health portal. I'm going to click test results. So we did a multitude of things here, but we're about to find out. Here's my hemoglobin A1C to determine am I diabetic or not. All right. No. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, 5.4 is my actual exact number that I always am every time I get this checked. So not even a pre-diabetic.
One thing I really dislike about both Amber and Chantal is that they really don't understand type 2 diabetes. They talk about it as if it just goes hand in hand with being really overweight, and that's not necessarily the case. My own dad was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes later in life, in his late 70s. With oral medications and changes to his diet, we were able to get it under control. Type 2 diabetes just means that your body can't handle the excess carbs or sugar that your body takes in because you're either not producing enough insulin or you're insulin resistant. It's not like catching a cold and getting sick. It's a description of how your body handles excess carbohydrates. That's it.
I do not have diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic. That is always something that is just like in the back of my mind. I'm just always fearful that it's going to happen or is happening and I don't know about it. Just because you're fat does not mean you have diabetes, and just because you're skinny doesn't mean you won't get diabetes.
Right, and with an A1C of 5.4, that means that you're close to being pre-diabetic, so you should watch it.
But there is something that I'm going to be going on medicine for. Turns out I have hypothyroidism. That's so hard to say for me. I don't know why. So people who have that, that is a leading cause of weight gain. Like, I've constantly been like, it's hard for me to lose weight because of my lymphedema, my going through menopause at such an early age, the hysterectomy, like the list can just go on. And now, bam, smack in the face. I have the very thing that causes people to gain weight. Like, it's just like, I feel like the world is like against me right now. And I know that could just be like my depression talking, but I just feel really, really overwhelmed and defeated.
Ugh, again with the fake tears. Okay, I hate to keep dragging family members into this, but my grandma had hypothyroidism. It's not really that big of a deal. A lot of people do have it. Now that she knows that she does, she'll be monitored and put on an oral medication. Oh, and when people talk about gaining weight with thyroid issues, they're not necessarily talking about 200 or 300 extra pounds. The thing that I think the girls should actually focus on is their lab work. And by that, I mean the actual decreased function of their internal organs. Instead of fake crying over labels like hypothyroidism or type 2 diabetes, sit and reflect on what you're actually doing to your body. How's your lung function? How's your kidney function? How's your pancreas doing? That's the important stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, medication can do a world of good, but people do need to work on their own health to preserve the function that they do have. Just ask anybody who's been diagnosed with cirrhosis or anybody who's on dialysis. They'll set you straight. Now, let's shift gears and head over to Kuwait. It looks like cycle 6 may be coming to a close, and Foodie's talking about the doctor again.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, reindeer. Like, it's just food.
Okay, so here Foodie is whining about how food, just food, can be making her type 2 diabetes worse. Yeah. What's happening is that she's pretty much eating through her medication, which is currently an oral med and insulin.
I want to go on a fasting retreat. I swear.
Uh, I can't go out in bees. Fasting isn't recommended. I know, Mark. I feel like I need a body reset. I'm going to the doctor Sunday. I'm going to see the nutritionist or get a referral. I'm just exhausted. In case you're new around here, Foodie is referring to her internal medicine clinic where she was re-diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Last summer, they referred her to a bariatric clinic and a diabetes education class, including nutrition. She just never went. So for the past year or so, she's been flying by the seat of her pants, eating whatever she wants, and, well, now she's probably going to have to get her insulin increased and maybe mealtime insulin. Her mobility has really gone downhill, and so has her breathing, so hopefully she looks into that too. Drop me a line in the comments and let me know what you think about all of this. I know it's a lot to catch up on, but I'd love to hear from you.